friends. I see Irene and Maria R. and Adeline. Good to see you guys this morning on this nice, warm midsummer day. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing all right. Hope that it's not too hot where you are. It is headed for 100 in Portland today. So we know it's going to be a scorcher here. I am thinking positively. You'll note I have on my snowy Christmas shirt. Why, you ask? Because it's Christmas in July, and we're starting Craftaganza today. So we're going to make some cards. I've just been sitting here prowling through my card bases and looking to see what we might want to use on today's cards. We have two sets we're going to do today for the vote of the people. We have from the Festive Elegance collection, we have Deck the Halls. That actually even goes well with my shirt I chose today. That's going to be gorgeous. Love this. You can get two cards out of that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hi, Terry. Nice to have you with us. And we also have, look at this one. That's just, is that spectacular or what? My goodness. So we have those, which will be fun and highly inspirational. And then our second pack for today is going to be Farmyard Friends. And this one is from Winter Warmers. This here, that's the classic collection. And we have this adorable little donkey with a little girl feeding the donkey carrots. It's just too cute. Too cute. Hi, Sharma. Welcome, friend. And we have this one. How could it just be any cuter than that, I ask you? And this one. Get it right side up. So we have lots of good stuff to play with today. If you have not yet purchased your Craftaganza kit, you'll want to move forward with that soon. Our Craftaganza bundle this year is one set each, one luxury set each of the classics, the winter, the festive, and the cute, plus a free Hunkydory magazine. The price on that bundle is $79.95. That's amazing. $79.95. That's less than $20 a kit. And in each of those kits, you get all 8 designs, and you get 2 each of all 8 designs. So let's just do some simple math here if we can manage it at this hour. It's 16 cards, or 16 topper sets. This is a topper set. 16 topper sets per kit. And you get 4 of those. That's 64 topper sets for less than $80. That's amazing. That's $1 something a piece, guys. So if you haven't gotten your Craftaganza yet, be sure you do. It's amazing. I heard from Hunkydory, and they're in the midst of sending out our little books, so hopefully they will be here soon. And we have so many wonderful things coming down the pike for you. You won't believe it. So, hello, Glenn. How you doing, my friend? And so let's go ahead without further ado and get started on these. But while I do that, will you please go and get the link for the Craftaganza set and put it in the stream, and put it in a couple times today, if you would, please. Give Bryce a second to get that link for you. There it is. Yeah, The retail price of this was 125 something, and we have it for $79.95. And of course, that means because it's over $79, it's free shipping too. So you're paying $1 something a set for these topper sets, and you're getting them shipped to you for free. Deals don't get much better than that right there. I always like to start with an easy one, but I want to start with an easy one that's also gorgeous. So let's start here, I think. Hi, Brenda. Welcome, friend. I was just saying, we're starting Craftaganza today. We're going to start with this absolutely brilliantly wonderful bauble set. No, that doesn't do it for me. This one will be good. I'm going to use a decollage card. I got a couple of them here. I was busy pulling out card bases, and I think I have enough for about... are you kidding, Glenn? I hadn't even heard the stamps are going up again. Oh, good grief. And you know, guys, every time they do that, my price of shipping packages goes up by 50 cents to $1 every time they raise the price on those. So hopefully we'll be able to keep our prices where they are, but we'll have to see what it looks like, what the damages look like when they arrive. I think this would be, I don't know. I think that's just right. Let's bring in our paper cutter. You'll notice this is not my regular paper cutter because I haven't gotten around to fixing my other one yet. This one I have. It's one of the few drawbacks of the Caterpillar is if you overload it, you can cause your blade to jump up onto the platform. And the one thing that you could do that would destroy this machine would be to shove it off of there, just push it off. Instead, all I need is a screwdriver. I need to unscrew the two sides, put this cutting edge right back where it belongs, and put the piece back in. But I haven't gotten around to it yet. It's something different than I do every day, so I don't think about it except when I go to grab my cutter and realize I don't have all of my beautiful grid lines on mine that I have on my old cutter. Okay, I know that I want to make 2 cards out of this. And I would rather have the full baubles than I would this full border piece here. So I'm going to make 2 A6 cards. And the first thing I'm going to do is trim down that border. I might keep this dark blue border because it could look really pretty on something. Now I'm going to look and see if I can get my whole baubles in here now. Boy, it's going to be close. I think it's going to be fine now. I'm going to cut this to 3 7/8. And I'm going to cut this in half for 2 5 5/8 pieces. Might seem like really weird measurements, but these European A6 cards with the fun decollage, they are 4 1/8 inch wide, so I need 3 7/8 if I'm going to have a border around it. And they are 5 7/8 inch long, so I want 5 5/8 if I'm going to have a little border around it. So when I put this on here, theoretically, this should be just right. There we go. See there? How pretty? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so let's take this. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. We may need some gold stickles today, too. I hadn't considered that, but it's got gold decorations and white decorations on these. So, get a glue bottle out here. Can you, you're talking about the postage increases in the service?
Yeah, service gets slower as the prices go up.
It's really hard. You know, when we first started in this business 22 years ago, it was cheaper to ship to Canada, believe it or not, than it was to ship a priority package to the U.S. And they had to resolve that. That was ridiculous. But now They have those foreign packages so expensive. Even though at one time it was 40% of our business, we don't ship internationally anymore because I just find it embarrassing to tell people what it'll cost to get their stuff to them. It's just gorgeous. Do we have any sentiments on here? Winter wishes. Didn't give us a lot of sentiments this time. Might not need one. Maybe we'll just put a silver greeting on there. Wouldn't that be pretty? Or gold, maybe. Probably going to need some stickers, honey. If you wouldn't mind. Over here in the drawer. Let's go ahead and glue this other one down. Trim it down and glue it down while we're at it, because why not? I'm going to trim this to 5 5/8. One of the things I love about using European A6 cards is that one sheet of Adorable Scoreable, which is what this cardstock is called, will make up to 4 A6 cards. And I do love that. Talk about getting your money's worth. It's a really nice size to send and write into. Not big. Wow. 110 on your back porch in the shade yesterday, Sharma. That's just too hot. Guys finally finished repainting our deck. He painted it last Saturday, and it was warm on Saturday, and there was 0 chance of rain in the forecast. And he finished painting it, and about 2 hours later, it started raining and ruined the paint. So they had to paint it again. And this time he said, don't walk on it for at least 3 days because the heat will keep the stickiness level high on the stain they used on it. And it needs to have at least 3 or 4 days to completely evaporate all of the excess stain and cure. So I couldn't just take my little out my deck and in my classroom route this morning. We had to go out and around the house. That's just such a sacrifice. It's probably 200 steps instead of 100. Okay, Bryce is going to come up with some stickers over there for us when he can. These are too little. We need bigger. These are on the right track, but they're not the right words. Okay, keep looking. There might be some loose ones in there too. Okay, so look at these two though. Aren't they beautiful? So I'm just going to put a sticker on these. Maybe I could put a bow on one of our baubles if we wanted to. And I think we should put a few stickles on here. And I have some pretty gold here. Oh, the water's too hot for it to swim in his pool. Oh my gosh, Mary, that's terrible. 94 to 96 with 60% humidity. Ugh. That's icky. I'm sorry. I'm going to put a little stickles on these in this. I don't use gold very often, so it's kind of fun to have something to use the gold stickles on. And I'm not going to put it everywhere on every little bit of this. I just want enough to be kind of tasteful. Yeah, we haven't got a thing to complain about compared to the rest of you guys. Bryce took Teddy to get his hair cut this morning, and he said it was 80 some degrees at what, 9?
Yeah, 82.
82 at 9 o'clock this morning. That's unheard of for Portland. I've just got some pretty little swirlies on here. Again, I'm not going to try and hit all of them. I'm just going to try and just add a little element of glitter over where we have the gold. Look what that does for that, guys. Isn't that beautiful? Now let's get some clear stickles. Or not clear, but one of our diamond or twinkle or one of those out. Okay. And this one that I have in my hand is diamond. Assuming it has enough left in it. I'm still crippling through some of these bottles I've had since last year. I just refuse to throw away a tube of stickles while there's anything left in it. But it means sometimes I have to have 2 and 3 bottles to get my job done. Let's try some diamond stickles on some of these patterns. People have asked me how come stickles have so many clear colors. And the difference between them, if you haven't seen it in person, is the glitter colors and the highlights they have in them. Diamond tends to be really warm colors. I'll show it to you closer up when Bryce doesn't have his hands in a sticker folder. But diamond is warmer colors, so I like using the diamond on indoor decorations and that kind of thing. What I mean by warmer colors is the colors cast off by the glitter are pinks and yellows. So nice warmer colors. And excuse me. In Twinkle, which is another one of my favorites, that's a really good outdoor color because the highlights in that glitter are greens and blues, so it's just like perfect outdoor colors and snow colors. Well, truth is, you can use any of them anywhere, and it works out just fine. But that's my rationale for how I do it. Aren't they pretty? Look at that. And how are we doing on the finding any gold? Merry Christmas. One of these days soon. I have more stickers than anybody I know. So I need to go downstairs, go through my own cabinets, and pick out some stickers and bring them upstairs because my sticker supply is getting a little lean. I know as you're looking at me flip through all these, you're probably not feeling too sorry for me, but it's lean compared to where I usually keep it. Because Season's Greetings right here is perfect for this card. I can get it on here with all of my stickles. Don't care. Stickle are these like these peel stickers can be very forgiving as long as you don't get too carried away when you go to pull them up. You can remove them and put them back. That's pretty. They look good at the top too. A smaller one. Let's see if there's a smaller one that I might want it there. Do you have solid lines? Pull. Okay. Bring a little sparkle to to the top of this card too. I'm using a couple of border stickers here on top, which will be pretty. Just using a straight line sticker, putting it on both sides of the little yellow band. That's the top of this card now that we cut off the dark blue. Thank you, honey. One more. This one will be done. We have our first card done. Ontario. Okay, liking that a lot. My sentiment, where are you, honey? Can I get you to come in on this screen, please? My sentiment's a little bit askew to the left, just to kind of keep it off the top of the baubles. I like it though, I'm not going to change that. There we go. That's what we were looking for. And put those extra little gold lines at the top. Doesn't that just turn out pretty? Oh my gosh. I need to give this a safe place, well away from where I am, so I'm not putting a hand in it. This one's going to be very similar because we used the same piece of paper, which I don't mind at all. In fact, I may make it the same. I think I'll use a little smaller words on this one.
Clint says they wish they made a bunch of that design paper.
Yeah, you can get regular, you can get, more than one kit, but it is considerably more expensive than it is to get the Craftaganza, because when you're buying these kits in the bundle, these kits are, like I said, a little over $1 a piece, $1.50 a piece. But when you buy the kits individually, they are, well, I think Hunkydory's current price, recommended price for them now is $5 something. We still have most of ours, I think, at $4 something, but Hunkydory's recommended price is $5 something.
I think Clint wants
per
just
kit.
the bauble.
Just the bauble piece of paper.
Because it is gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. I like this little Merry Christmas up here. That's fun. So make this a little different. Well, that looks good there, doesn't it? You can do so much with peel stickers. There's a little exclamation point here. I don't know if I will be successful in positioning that or not. I thought it was connected and I pulled it off, but it wasn't. Ah, success is mine. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, let's see. I was looking to see if there were any little icons or anything I wanted, but I think anything else I would add to these baubles would take away, so I'm not going to put anything else in there. I'm going to get a baby wipe here to wipe the nozzle of my stickles, so I get a nice fine line. Okay. Let's see. Start by just putting some little lines over these. Just this little wavy pattern in the blue, and they're spaced just about the right amount apart, so I'm gonna just go over those lines quickly. That looks good. Okay, and I think I'll come out here and try and do this without laying my hand in something I've already painted, which could be quite a feat for me because I'm known for putting my hand in it after I do it. I love these little wispy lines they have in here. So pretty. Okay, got that one done. Look here, guys. Aren't those just something? My goodness, so pretty. A little more gold. We'll do it, Mary R. That's pretty. Okay, I'm going to come back here. Put just a little on this one in the back. It's not going to show as much on that back one because it's further away. So just going to put a few little lines here and there. I have to decide if I'm going to do all the baubles. So I'm going to show you. On the last one, I did not do all of them. See, I have the ones that are white, and I opted not to do those. I kind of like the idea of having selected ones more sparkly. I think I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to come in with my gold and do this one in the front. Okay, I do have some good news, guys. I am now at 58 pounds lost in total. I'm pretty happy about that. A lot to go left, but I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. Turn my card around, try and keep my hand out of the wet stickles while I do this last one. Hope everybody had a nice 4th. We went over to my cousin's house and had a nice barbecue and visited there. And then headed home to try and soothe Teddy while all the fireworks went off. Fireworks are so so distressing to animals. They just don't get why. I think I'm going to try a little glossy accents on some of these pieces. Maybe. Whoops. I didn't want that much. I may try glossy accents on the entire bubble because it just came out faster than expected. It wasn't really what my anticipation was. I was just going to put a couple little highlight lines, but glossy accent's self-leveling, so I can just kind of color it in here. It should smooth out nicely. Darn it. Just going to put a few little glossy patches on this white one, just to add some interest to those. So funny, honey, when I went back to sleep this morning after you got up, I had a dream that I got up and Lauren was here. She wasn't. When I got up, she was not here. It's just a funny thing to dream about. Lauren's our daughter that lives in Vancouver, just not far at all away from us, but she's like 35 minutes. I don't know what you think with or without the glossy accents on these, but I think it's actually going to turn out to be okay, despite the fact that that wasn't what I intended to do. I don't know that I'll put it on both, though. I felt like I was not quite covered here. Like I got a little out of control on this bubble. It'll be okay, though. There we go. Here's our second card done. Now let's see what we want to do next. We still have all of this beautiful damask pattern that we can use on something else. I'm curious about this one, whether this might be a good candidate for a 5x7 card. One of my 5x7 here is ivory, but I don't care because it's going to be covered anyway. I just have to make sure I go edge to edge. And that's going to be great on this card anyway. I'm going to take a very tiny border off this side so that I can catch all that beautiful foiling on the left side. So let's do that. Just a little edge off of here. And then I'm going to cut this to be 5 inches wide. It's barely going to catch that, but it is catching it. There we go. And I'll cut this to 7 inches. Or I could just put it on my card and then trim it off, which is what I'd usually do. When I cut it this way, I risk that I may need to cut the card down to fit the topper a little bit. Oh, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But actually, it looks like if I get it glued on there properly, that I've got a pretty, no, it's going to have to be just a little bit off the edge of the card. I don't get excited about things like that. I just fix them. Yeah, that's good. And my topper's a little bigger than longer than my card. I need something big and beautiful. Look at this. Oh, that's cute. That's pretty. We have wishing you, and I think I'm going to put peace up here because we have so much space there. That'd be beautiful. It's kind of a scene that speaks to that too, isn't it? That's what I'm going to do. Ooh, pretty. This would be a beautiful one to die cut some snowflakes and add to also. Let's just, I'm going to put this on with glue this time so I have a little bit of wiggle room. People ask me all the time, sometimes you use glue, sometimes you use tape. What's the secret of when you do what? And I say, whatever's closest and occurs to me at the moment. I like tape and glue. Sometimes I want one or the other for a specific purpose, but I really don't care which adhesive I use as long as I get the results I want. But for example, a time when I would not use glue would be if this piece I was gluing down right now were mirror board. I would not put glue under mirror board because you can see if you put glue under mirror, it's so highly reflective that you'll actually be able to see a little line around it where you glued it. And I gotta cut this off a little bit because even though I measured it at 7 inches, it's still a little longer than my card. Which happens all the time in card making. Standard sizes aren't always standard sizes. It's beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Wishing you. Wishing you peace. Oops. The script's a little different in the 2 word pieces here. I actually like that too. I got a little piece that needs to be weeded out in my E. Take my scissors and lift that. I like that on there. Could have gone a little higher, I suppose, but I'm probably not going to move it. And then we have all of these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ornaments on this tree and a snowy background that absolutely want to be decorated. Hi, Catherine. Let's start with the star at the top of the tree. Sometimes if you haven't used your stickles for a while, you'll need to run a pen down them just like we do our glue bottles to get everything flowing properly. Just kind of get a little jammed up in there when they sit. This is Twinkle, the stickles that I'm using here. This is the one that has the blue highlights, blue-green highlights in it. Come on. There it comes. Just didn't want it to do that on my card. Mine still doesn't want to come out of there. I don't want to push it too hard. I don't want to make a mess on my card. Let's push it out with my glue bottle a little bit. Look at that. And a lot of times they have like light strands on these Christmas trees. I like to pick out an element and follow it with my glitter. So this could be lights, it could be garland. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to put my stickles right over the top of what they've got here. I'm trying to balance it, make sure I get a little bit everywhere. This is what I just did. You can't see much there. Come in closer, honey. Please. And you still don't see a lot because I just chose a little line to follow, but you can see little twinkly patterns in there. Thank you, Bryce. That's good camera work. Nice. Love that. Okay. Let's see what else we want to do. I think that it might be fun. Get this gold again and put some gold over some of the lights. So try that. Try and keep my hand out of the wet stuff while I put on my little daubs of color here and there. Just give it some little extra sparkle here and there, like in that. I'm going to try the glossy accents again and just see how I do with this. I don't want to cover the balls. I just want to put a little highlight on some of the Christmas balls, like they're catching the light. Which means I'm just going to kind of hit them across the top. Just a little bit. Show that they're shiny. I put a lot of stuff on my Christmas tree. I gotta say, this Christmas tree is even more decorated than mine are. I'm liking this tree. Okay, let's see this now. Just getting a little bit of light catching on those little Christmas balls. And I think I'm going to take some stickles out to the other snowy trees too. Let's get our twinkle out again. And I'm just going to put some little touches. Not going to do the entire trees. That would be too much. Just going to put some little, we'll run. Put some little touches, little lines of sparkle on my other snowy areas here. This is a beautiful set. We do have these in individual sets. The individual topper sets are about, I don't know right off the top of my head because I don't work with the prices, but I think they're about $5. Or you can get this as part of the Craftiganza bundle, as I've been talking about, where you get all 4 luxury topper sets, 64 card topper sets in total for $79.95, and you get a free magazine with extra papers and ideas. Just a little bit of light twinkling on that tree, on that outside tree. There we go. I'm just trying to get you to see the outside tree there. There we go. Okay, I'm going to come over this side and do pretty much the same thing. Now, if I had some die-cut stars ready to go, or snowflakes, that's what I meant. I had some die-cut snowflakes ready to go. I absolutely would put a few snowflakes around in the sky, because that would look really good with this. And that would help fill in any of the void area. We've all got lots of snowflake dies. I don't think I'll take the time to dig one out right now and put it on there, but it would be a really nice addition. Okay, that's 3 cards done. Keep my fingers out of the wet stickles. Come back just a little bit so I can see the whole card, please. There we go. Love it. Love it, love it. You know, since I put this down so far, I'm almost tempted to put a border strip up there. I don't know how that would look. I'm just going to look. Bryce go, no, don't do it. I just want to look to see what a little something would do. It could be one of these. It could be a straight line sticker. We have a silver patterned or straight line sticker over there. This does look okay. It's like he's hollering, don't do it. He's urgently looking for a sticker. Okay, let's put a little straight line sticker up there.
About some little tiny holographic dots for your
That
stars.
actually might be pretty. Toss those over. Let's give them a try. Bryce is recommending that we add a few instead, since I'm not die cutting snowflakes, that we add a few jewel dazzles in holographic silver to see what they would do. I do like that. I know it might be odd to put that up there, but we just had a lot of void up there. Hey, Crow Hallmark. Here's those jewel dazzles Bryce is talking about. And actually, I think these will look really quite good with our stickles on here because it's going to reflect the same kind of colorations. So let's just put a few. We don't want to take over the whole card with them, but I think that was a brilliant idea, Bryce. Just put a few. We have them in different sizes here, so. Oops, stuck my thumb in my stickles.
Matter of time.
It really was. We did it again over there. I think we want a lot of them. Actually, I think that's just about right. We could put a few more little ones if we wanted to. If you're really into stickering and want to add a few more. I like that, Bryce. It's a nice touch.
That's perfect.
Yeah, eat crow, Hallmark. Like it. Good job. Okay. So we have 3 done. Catherine came in after we did our first 2, so we'll show her a quick peek of what we already did. I'm going to have Bryce move these to the table so I can keep my hands out of them. This one. And this one. Aren't they pretty?
Both trees already.
No, we have another tree to do. Can I give you... Can you take these 3?
Actually, I have 2 of them.
Take these away from me so I can't destroy them, please. Another glance. Uh-oh. Well, the one that I touched it here is the glossy accents. Wouldn't it just figure? That's where I would touch it. I'm not going to touch it anymore.
Right there.
Okay, now let's go to our... We've used up the ones on our cardstock, so let's go to the ones that have our... on our punch-out sheet. Oh, I love this. May your Christmas sparkle with these particular toppers. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see. This is probably going to be 5 by 7, but let's take a look at what we've got here. Let's see. I might need something bigger than this. Do we have an 8 by 8 or something like it? Yes, I do. I have something quite a bit bigger. I'll probably cut this down a little bit. Yeah. This is an 8 by 8 now, and I very seldom ever use anything quite that big. Once in a while I do, but I'm going to cut this down a little bit. Let's try making this to see how big it is. Let's make this about 6 and a, well, let's see. I could go 6 by 6. I could go 7 by 7. I'm tempted to go 6.5 by 6.5. If I do that, I could still use a 7-inch envelope. I could do that. Let me see how much spare room I have here. Yeah. If I go to 6 by 6, that's going to be kind of really close. 6.5. Let's go up to 7 inches. I almost never make 7-inch cards. Let's do something different. There's 7 inches right there. Just take a little off. Make it 7 inches. Make sure you're not cutting the folded side. Yes, I have done that. More times than I would care to admit to. Now, let's see. Oh, we have an interesting new challenge here. I cut my card to 7 by 7, but I don't have that much cardstock. So, we're faced with a new dilemma. Nothing insurpassable. We just have to think it through. What happens if we use we have this really pretty one that matches this border. Well, that's going to be almost perfect, guys. I love that, actually. Love it. Love it. I love it. Okay, that's what we're doing. I'm going to trim this just a tad more. My border wasn't quite wide enough to go clear to the edge. This is going to be perfect. Look at us go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some glue down on here. Glue all over my fingers. Okay, I'll trim off the, line that up. That's exactly why I put this on with glue, so I could make sure I got it lined up properly. Trim this extra edge off. And then we're going to put this border right here. Come out to the edge of our card. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, so we have our fold on this side. Now, this is just going to be spectacular, guys. I'm pretty pleased with this. Some foam squares momentarily. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you. Nice to have new friends join us. Oh, Charma wants it to be a top fold card. I could do that. Just a matter of turning it a little bit. Always love your ideas and suggestions, guys. Let's put... And I do it as a top fold card, however. I may have to overlap this over my border. That's actually okay. We'll do that. That's fine. I love it when you guys participate in the design work. It makes me happy. Bryce could tell you every single time we have a class where you guys get real participative, I go in the house and tell him how much fun it is when you guys jump in. I think I told you guys this story before, but forgive me for repeating if I did. One time I sent a package to France, Catherine, and I believe it was during the postal strike over there. And the customer sent me a picture of her received package, and it had tire marks on it. Fortunately, most everything was okay in there anyway, but yes, it had tire tracks. So I guess we know what the French Postal Service thought of that. I had to laugh. Wouldn't it do any good to cry? You can tell visitors are very welcome here. Where are you from, Jennifer? My name's Debbie, and I am from Oregon, just outside of Portland in a little town called Tigard. I like your suggestion, Sharma. That looks nice, doesn't it? And let's see here. We need to do a little decorating here. And I was just looking at this thinking what fun it would be. See these little dots here? See the little dots in the frame? I think it'd be really fun to fill in some of those dots with some of these holographic stickers.
I also have these really cool white and
Oh, yeah, little snowflakes. Okay. All right. Now, I'd love to tell you every sticker design that I show during the program is available in our store. And you know, most of them are because we have thousands of designs. But occasionally, I will end up with one here at my desk that is out of stock in the store. And we may or may not be able to get them again. So, oops, there's always a different choice you can make. We have so many choices. There's always a different one you can make. We may end up just doing one set today, you know it, because we're an hour in and we still have like 3 more cards to do. We might end up doing just one set today. Come on. Now these little tiny dazzles are kind of a pain in the rear end to get right where you want them. I know if I had my tweezers here, it would be easier. I only have 15 pairs in this area. But not one of them's in my cubby. All kinds of tools and not a tweezer among them. Let's go back to my scissors. So let's take these little dazzles and put them right in the middle of some of those little dots there. Will really make that border stand out. Bryce has great ideas. He's been at this with me for a long time, hasn't Johnny?
yeah.
He used to craft with me before we got married. Then he said, got the girl. I don't need to do that anymore. But he's still really good about giving design ideas. He has a good eye for things. Takes a minute to place these, but I think do I have a jewel picker? Yes. I should have about 14 of them. Are any of them in my cup? No. That's all right. When I use these little tiny dazzles, I like to roll them off the paper. Just fold my paper and roll them off my paper onto my finger, because I find I have a little bit more control of them. Nonetheless, when I go in the house, I probably will have them in my hair, on my glasses, other places, because that's what happens. But that's okay. I don't mind. And the sharp side of my detail scissors does a good job of placing them for me. He does have a good eye for color too. Yes, he does.
Catherine says you're bohemian.
I'm bohemian.
Not sure why.
Am I bohemian because of my shirt, Catherine?
Glitter in your hair.
Oh, yes. Most of you have probably never seen me with purple hair. But if you go back and look at our older videos, you will see there have been times I've had purple stripes in my hair. Why? Because it seemed like a good thing to do. I enjoyed it, actually. I still would like to do it again sometime. I never get around to it. Just dropped one. Darn it. Grace was really surprised. One of the times that I dyed my hair, we went to Disney World afterwards, and I would tell him everywhere I go, people talk to me about my hair, and they, women consistently compliment the fact that I had the courage to do it. And he saw that. We were walking around in Disney World, women, men, all kinds of people came up to us and said, I really, really like that. And lots of them said, oh, I wish I had the courage to do that. One of the reasons I did it then is because I grayed so very early. I grayed in my 30s, and it made me feel younger. Okay, here's our little sparkle on our border. See what we get from putting those little dazzles down? Just a touch, but it's I actually think that if I were just doing this on my own, I'd stop and put these little dazzles everywhere. I don't think I'm going to do that on all of the dots instead of just part of them, because I like part of them enough that I wish I had them on all of it. But I think that it would just take too long, so I'm not going to do that right now. So let's take a look at these snowflakes Bryce just dug out of my...
Catherine says when she was younger, it was fashionable to have a splash of color in your hair. She used a few drops of food coloring.
Okay. I know a lot of people use like Jello for a temporary color. If I was going to do it, I was going to do it all the way, though. We went permanent dye. Oh, I kind of like that. I'm tempted to put some more around, but I'm really liking the way that looks.
That's perfect.
So let's get our stickles out here.
Jarvis, this is the first time she was watching you. The girls were filming you at a card table.
Oh,
doing Hunkydory.
there's
It's been a while.
a bunch of my old videos are at my kitchen table too. Kitchen still looks the same. It was actually fun when we did that. I'd have the camera person stand behind my shoulder, so you were looking at everything right side up, which was kind of nice. But it's a little impractical out here, where we kind of have our corner set up for video making and kind of have to do what the space allows us to do. So I'm starting by putting my stickles on my garland again. Where I have those little strings of garland. Just is a nice pattern to use. And I think I'm going to get my gold stickles once again. Oh, okay. At the dining table. That's where we were. Before we built the classroom in 2017 and the warehouse downstairs, everything was in my house. The upstairs was our house and the downstairs was our warehouse. And then we built the classroom up above and a warehouse below it. And now everything's pretty much out of the house. And let's see, I'm getting my glossy accents again and just put some little shiny lines on some of my baubles so that you can see that the baubles would be shiny. As soon as, oops, I threw away my last one. Do it's the whole pack. Drop it on the floor. Well, I have another pack of these. Oh, it's under my paper cutter. That's where it is. Oh, this is not stickles. This is not glossy accents. This is something else entirely. Let's get the glossy accents. I'm glad it didn't work. Okay. Brittany used to help me a lot. Oops. Well, that's not perfect. Okay. Because Adorable Scorable has that little plastic film on it. If you're careful and you get a blob like I just did, You can actually wipe it off with a wet wipe and then reapply your stickles. You do have to be careful with the stickles because it'll leave the glitter behind, and you want to make sure that you're not having stray glitter here and there. I'm just putting a little spot of glossy accents just over some of these Christmas ornaments. I have to go back and apply a little bit of my stickles to where I wiped it off. I'm kind of glad sometimes that some of these things happen, though, so you can see how to fix it, and it's not a disaster. It just happens. Happens to all of us. It's diamond and twinkle. I'm going to come back in and put in my little garland lines here. I wiped them off. My stickles bottles are getting old. All of these are from last season. Some of them are from the season before that. And over time, you got to kind of clear those nozzles and stir them up a little bit as necessary. Keep them working. Store them upside down. Okay, and I need just a little bit of gold to replace the gold I wiped off. I like the touches of gold and silver on here. I think that's fun. Sometimes people avoid putting gold and silver on things. I like to do it when it fits the pattern. Now, just for fun, put a little dot of stickles in the center of each of my gold stickles, in the center of each of my blue silver. Get my twinkle stickles out a little bit here and just add just a little to these trees at the side. You can see I'm not being real precise about it. I'm just adding some little sparkles to the trees at the side. Sometimes I put a little on the ground.
Instead, he's heading to the card room to turn his stickles upside down.
There we go. I think that's not going to get much better than that right there. Isn't that pretty?
Close on the tree.
Yeah, getting real close up on the tree. And we got to see the little sparkles on the trees around us, and I even put a little bit on the ground there. How's that?
Rings off to change her stickles too.
Okay. What's that? Oh, yeah. It really does. Keeping your stickles upside down really does extend their life because you're not constantly fighting them to get them down to the end of the container. Okay. I have a little mini DL card here I think might be perfect. Hello. I was shaking my table. It didn't want to be shook. I had lots of things that could cascade down, and did. Okay.
Absolutely fabulous, fantastic card. A beautiful card. Very festive.
Thank you, guys. Okay, back to my mini DL. Somewhere I have a mini DL in this big old stack of cards I brought out here. Love these mini DLs. They are so much fun. And they're perfect size. Sometimes, if I can find it. I might be going back to my Here it is. This is a mini DL. A regular DL. It's not a mini DL. This is a mini DL. And that's just a piece of scrap cardstock. I love these little ones when you just have smaller pieces to use. I'm not sure this is going to be the right fit or not, but I thought we'd try with this little one here. A regular DL is 4 by 8. A mini DL is like 3 by 6, something like that. And it's actually going to be a nice card. Let's go with that. I still have. Let me get the stickers off my fingers so they're not distracting. Okay, so we have this piece left. It looks nice with that. Now I have a challenge here. I can make my damask go to the side, and nobody would ever know the difference. But I do know that it's directional, and it would be really nice. Here, I know what I'm going to do. It would be really nice to have it there. However, I don't have a big enough piece to do the whole thing. But that means I'm going to take out this border right here. I would put Nouveau drops upside down too, Glenn. And the reason is you don't have to wait for it. It's like glue. You know, you don't have to wait for it to come to the tip of your container. Now, I use mine and then throw them on the desk while we're working here, and it kind of defeats some of the purpose of having stored them upside down. But you can see where we're going with it. So I have this pretty border. Which is going to be gorgeous on here. We're just going to pull that down to fill in the difference. And then put another piece of this cardstock above it. I think that's going to be beautiful. I think I want my tag right in the middle of that, which means that I have this piece. It's going to be kind of orphaned down here, unless I can find a way to fill in around that and make that look fun. Going back to these stickers. There are lots and lots of snowflake stickers by Starform and Hot Off the Press and Dazzle's other companies. What I think I'm going to do is put my snowflake here and put my tag across the top of my snowflake to take up more space. But that's going to look good.
Would a solid white snowflake?
I think it looks great. No problem. That blue one's fine. It kind of disappears onto the paper, but it won't disappear when we hold it up. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I'm liking the way this looks. Now I have to walk clear across the house. I know, Glenn, I'm feeling for you, just like when I had to walk clear around the house. An extra 100 steps to get to my classroom today. Terrible thing. Yeah, we're only going to do this one set today. I'm sorry anybody I disappoint with the donkeys, but we still have a couple more cards to make here. Because we're getting a lot of cards out of this set. All right, so let's glue this down. I had it where I wanted it. Now I turned it all around. What am I doing? Here we go. That's what I was doing. All right. Hello there. almost dropped something. Not sure what it was. Now, in truth, I could probably fit this right back in over the top and hardly anybody would ever notice. But how much nicer is it to have this little border separating that? Yes, all these cards are made from one set. We'll take a look at all of them again before we're done here, Adeline. So it says something about the value of a 3-piece topper set, doesn't it? I don't know how many cards we're going to have in total. How many do we have over there now? I think about 4?
Yeah.
I think we have 4 over there. This is number 5. I see at least 6, maybe 7 out of this one set. So I'm going to put that border on there to separate that where I didn't have quite enough cardstock to do it all in one go. I'll put this up on top of here. It's going to be really pretty, by the way. I'm liking this. You know, sometimes you just got to try things. Other times I try things and I think, oh, I didn't like that at all. But I learned something from it. I've been continuing to play with the alcohol ink and finally have some successful reverse paintings in alcohol, which I'm pleased about. I've just learned so much. There's so much difference depending on the paper that you choose to use. That ended up being the differences. I needed to switch papers to have that technique work out right. And now I know. Look how pretty this is. It's pretty just the way it is before we ever do everything else to it. Let's put some foam squares under here. These are my cheapo clearance price foam squares. Sometimes I need to put a little extra glue underneath them because they just don't stick as well as they should. You won't ever have to worry about that. These are not available in our store. They're just some I bought, and now I have them, so I'm going to. We have these. I don't know if we still have these in the store. You can look and see if we do, honey, if you would. This organizer for stickles. This is actually fabulous. I'll tell you why I love it. Because it also has a cap that goes on top, and you can stack more than one of them up. So, yeah, that's a good question. Let's look in storage and organization for it. See if we have them. If we don't, I can bring some more in. These are really nifty. I'm not sure who made this. I don't remember. I have a couple of them here that I use, though. Nope. Nope. Helping Brace look for this.
Nope.
Okay. Look up in Stickles. Try going to Stickles. See if we put it there.
Stickles under.
I just go to just type Stickles. There you go. Click on one of those and go in that folder and see if they're in there. We still have a great price on Stickles, guys. Prices, you know, have gone up on everything in recent years, but our Stickles are still $2.49. I'm going to Joann's or Michael's, and they'll have them starting at $2.50 or that's not true, $2.99 or $3.49, so they can put them on sale for $2.49. Ours are actually listed at $2.49. That doesn't look like it doesn't. It doesn't look like we have one of those in here. But if anybody's interested, text me or drop me a line, And I will order some more of those in if they're still available, because they really are neat little doodads. Okay. Anybody else say they need one? I can just look right here and know whether or not I need to order some. Anybody else want me to look and see if I can find more of those organizers? Irene says she needs one. Anybody else?
Say hi to Kim.
Hi, Kim. Oh, Cheesecake Factory. Gotta love that. Just placed my Christmas order. Rats. Okay. All right. I'll get a small supply of those in so you guys can get them if you want them. Okay. I'm loving this card, guys. This is just really fun. This is really fun. Look at this, what we just designed. It still needs stickles. Okay. How cute is that? How many do they hold? Each layer will hold 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. 15 bottles. Each layer will hold 15 bottles. And like I said, you can stack those also. Okay, let's get our stickles on our ornament here. I know it takes longer to put the stickles on, but these are changed so much by putting them on there that I just can't not do it.
Adeline would like you to show her the stickle holder. She was on the phone and didn't see.
Oh, okay. I'll pull it back here just a second, okay?
Kim asks, how many layers do you use, Debbie?
2. I use 2 layers. If I get it any higher than that, I have tried more. If I get it any higher than that, I knock it over. Because as we all have ascertained in the past, I am a bit of a klutz. This we know. Oh boy, I love that on there. Look at that. Here's the gold on there. Wowzer, look how much it changes that. Holy cow. Well, thanks for sharing, Christopher. I don't know that we care about G.I. Joe classified collection, but thank you. All right. Look at there. Twinkles, stickles on here. That's interesting. They turned out really subtle this time. More subtle than normal. Oh, it must have been the glossy accents I dropped a little while ago. There it is. Thank you, Mary R. You're right on top of it. On this glossy ball in the back, I'm just going to put one little patch of glossy accents right over the lighted place on the ornament. And here we go. I don't know if you can even see that. Come in a little bit on that one. There we go. See the glossy accents there on the blue ball? It just adds a light catcher there. Pretty, pretty. Okay, we're done with that one. Let's go back to the stickles holder. I hope I can still get these now that I got you all excited about them. These were from Nouveau. It was from Nouveau because I can see it etched in the top. And I'll try and see if I can still get them. But the Nouveau, and it has a cap that fits over the top of it. Or you can take one cap off and you can actually set 2 of these stands, one on top of each other, and then cap the top one. Okay, let's see what else we got here. We're down to the last few. Have a couple tags. I think we'll just call it one more card here. And a couple tags. I'm just going to see how I can position these to have one finished element. I'm not sure what handmade's what I want. Let's see, what do we got left? Might have to find a different piece of cardstock too. Could be enough. Or A6, I don't know. I thought when I started this blue-green was going to work, but I think it's just a bit too off. Just a little much. Well, do that. Let's see. What things I still need? There's the European A6. Oh, look at that. I have just enough that if I cut it shorter, mount it on here, I have just enough for one more card here. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to trim this. It's just barely shorter than I would cut it anyway normally. So I'm going to cut it just a tad in length so that it matches. And let's see what we want to do. That actually looks really pretty. We have a little piece of that border left, which could look really pretty. I do like the banner hanging down. I just want those two, actually. I think that's a bit much. Just gonna play with it and turn it around and around and see what I like. I actually rather like that. Huh. Back the other way. What happens if we put this in the middle of that banner hanging down? I'm still bothered by the fact that the damask is going the wrong direction if I go that way. I like that. I think we're going with that right there. That's pretty. You're a blessing to us too, Kim. Okay, let's go ahead and glue this down. So what we're going to end up with, let's see, 6 cards, I think, right? Out of this one topper set. Is that what we have?
Yep.
Bryce will bring them all back in a minute. He's had to keep them away from me to keep them safe from my hands going into all the embellishments while they're still wet. I'm liking that. That's pretty. I'd say a little prayer for my daughter and her family. It won't be too long. We don't know. We're not allowed to know when the subs are going in or out because that's the most dangerous part of their mission is the departure from the Puget Sound and the return to the Puget Sound. But we do know before long Jake's going to be underway again. It's going to be on a long one this time. I'm told it could be 6 months. And Jordan will need some comforting. I'm sure that as soon as he heads out, she'll be grabbing the dogs and heading down. My grandpuppies. My great big grandpuppy. Gypsy's really sweet, though. I complain about her a lot, but I actually really love her. She's very, very sweet. Just she's so darn big for a house dog. Some of you guys got to meet Jake a couple weeks ago when he was here. He stopped in and I asked him to look in and say hi, and he did. I like that there too. Well, this is just coming together quite nicely. You're not supposed to get as tickled with yourself as I sometimes do when we're doing this, but darn it, gotta have some fun. Yeah, but she doesn't like to stay by herself. So she won't be here the entire time, but she'll manage to be here with gaps of maybe a week here and there. She'll go home for a week, pay her bills, and do those things, check in on her house, and then back she'll come. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, I bet she would just be miserable outside. I'm so glad to keep her in, Mary. Yeah, Gypsy is a big, big girl, too. I think she's about 70 pounds now. All muscle. Those dogs, Catahoula dogs, were bred for hunting hogs, digging into their dens and pulling the hogs out. And they are, as you know, wild hogs are tough creatures. So a Catahoula has to be a pretty tough animal too. So you ask, how did we end up in the middle of Puget Sound getting a dog that's a, a hog hunter? I don't know. We'd have to ask my daughter that one. She was a cute puppy at the pound. I think that's why we ended up with her. She is beautiful, though. I have to admit that she is a gorgeous dog. Got the prettiest face markings and the most fun and unusual eyes. She has people eyes. She has eyes that, a lot of people, depending on how you look at them, their eyes can be different colors. That's what Gypsy looks like. Half of her iris is one color and half is another color. It's very interesting. It's not like a lot of Catahoulas actually have two different colored eyes, but Gypsy has two different colors in each eye. It's just make her beautiful and unique. Look at this. Ooh, here's our bits and pieces. How beautiful is that? Wowzer. Let's get some stickles on here and we shall be finished with this. And yes, I think we're wrapping right up to the time we're just going to have to take this next one next week. Wow, that's pretty. That is very, very pretty. A little more stickles. I don't know that I've ever done as much stickling online as I'm doing today. These cards, it makes such a difference in these cards to have the stickles on there. You just need it. Wow, that's pretty. Okay, and let's use the diamond to put the little lines on this ornament. I'm squeezing this bottle and nothing's coming out. I keep doing line after line and nothing's coming out. I think I need to find my pin again. I don't really have 3 or 4 of them here today. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, we have stickles. Houston, we have liftoff. I'll put stickles on this one this time. I don't know why. Why this one and none of the others? I don't know. Seemed like the thing to do at the time. Wow, so that's pretty. Get a little stickles on this Christmas tree. It's too small to do a lot of other things to it, so I'm just going to put little dots of stickles all over the Christmas tree to make it reflect the light. And I do the same thing with the ones on the sides. Just add a little sparkle. Okay, so Glenn says add some of those larger jewel dazzles to the vertical line as well. So here we go. Put 2 and 2. 2.
Mouse, what is your all-time favorite stickles? She likes the diamond.
I like the diamond and I like the twinkle the best. They're absolutely the ones I use the most often. And I want to show you what I was talking about earlier in terms of the colors that they throw. Where did diamond go? Diamond was here a minute ago. I buried it. Now this is diamond. I need twinkle. Twinkle's not showing through the bottle too much. A little bit though. Okay. Come way in on these. You can see that this one reflects pinks and yellows. That's the diamond. See there? That's beautiful camera work, honey. See the yellows and the pinks? Even maybe little flashes of orange in there. That's the one I like for indoors Christmas. And the one I like for outdoor Christmas is this. Oops. Is this one. And you see the blues, greens, cool colors in there? That's the one I love for outdoor stuff. Trying to get you to see the reflection of it when I turn the bottle. It messes the camera up, but tries to autofocus on a moving object. So that's why I like those two the best. Because I just like the reflective properties. One more jewel dazzle here on this one. There we go. How gorgeous is that? I know, I'm not supposed to say that I made it, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Let's see the others. Let's kind of clear off a little room here and let's take a look at everything we have created. While Bryce is bringing those over, let me remind you, if you enjoyed the show today, please be sure you hit that like button. It makes me feel terrific, and it lets YouTube know that this is a channel that you recommend that they show other people. And that brings us new crafty friends, and we love that, because you can never have too many crafty friends. Let me move this. I do have a couple pieces that can go on different cards, on other cards. Somewhere along the line, I actually have. This would be beautiful on the back of any of them, actually. I'll just stick this on the back of one. And then I have one little, I think I have two little tags left over. And other than that, we have used everything. That's my biggest cardstock left. Okay. So we'll have just a few little peel stickers and the one card kit here. I'll find the tag that says the name of it again. It's from Festive Elegance, and it's called Deck the Halls. If you buy this kit by itself, it's about $5, thereabouts. And if you get it in the luxury kit with all the Festive Elegance ones, it's $29.95. But if you buy the Craftaganza bundle, it's $79.95 for 4 different Craftaganza luxury bundles and a free magazine with sample ideas from all the sets. So, this all cleared away here. Let's see if we can show you these. So we got this one we just finished. We've got this one that we made well, not last, but recently. I love that wishing you peace on it. That just touches me. Thank you, Mary. When we sign off for the day, we'll have to number these and give you a chance to vote. When we sign off, is this all of them? It can't be. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Okay. When we sign off for the day today, I'd like you to hit that refresh button at the top of your screen. It's a little round circle with an arrow in it, and that will bring you back to a clean page, and there will be a place to make your comments. Just comment. Go ahead and link this while I'm showing the cards, if you would, please. Link the Craftaganza kit again. Wowzer. Beautiful. Can you believe how many we got? All one card kit, guys. And then this one. Wow. What do you think? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. We have 1, 2, 3. We got to give these some numbers so you can vote on your favorite. Okay. So let's see. Is that all of them on the table now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This one. Okay. Here we go. So let's call this one number 1. The Wishing You Peace. That will be card number 1 when you vote. Wishing You Peace, card number 1, the big Christmas tree. This will be this little DL, the mini DL card will be number 2. One of the 2 ornament cards will be number 3. This one's the one with a little Merry Christmas across the top. That's number 3. Number 4 is going to be that one that we just finished out of our pieces. And how beautiful is that? Love it. Number 4. Number 5 is going to be our big card. We made this one 6.5 inches. We'll put it in a 7-inch envelope. I love that too. And number 6 is our second ornament card. with the big season's greetings across the bottom. Fun, fun, fun. This has been a blast, guys. Just a blast. What kinds of questions do you guys have for me that I have not answered today? By the way, if you aren't already a subscriber to our channel, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss anything that we're up to. We are. Tell us in your vote in the comment section, if you would, please, Catherine. Card number 1 was her choice, though, this one. Okay, so be sure you tell me your comments in the comment section. I'll tell you why I ask you to do that, because YouTube also counts comments to determine what the ranking is of the different videos, and that increases our chances that they'll recommend our store to our store. That is true. I mean, I do this because I have a store, but it increases the chances that they'll recommend our channel to other people, and we love new folks. I haven't seen any questions yet. Let's see. I understand there's some problems with our links from the clear drawers.
They're asking about your big clear stackable tray drawers where you store your paper on the shelf.
Yeah.
Above your head.
Yeah. These.
Yes. Do you sell those?
I don't. Let me tell you why. It's because, oops, hello there. That had paper on top of it. And I'm too cheap to throw away these beautiful pieces of paper. I know what you're talking about, these big scrapbook cases. I can't touch what Michaels can do these for. You can go in and get these at Michaels on one of their coupon specials for a whole lot less than I can do them because of the size to ship. So I don't sell this one. But I know what you're talking about. They're wonderful, and I use them a lot, but I don't sell that one. Sometimes you just have to admit that as a little tiny store, you can't compete with the big guys. And so we try to bring in things the big guys don't have. Okay, good deal. All right, if there are no questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom, we will be back on Wednesday with some extra special things. We did not have boxes that came in this week. So Brittany went downstairs and pulled a bunch. Oh, there you go, Glenn. Walmart has them for $7. Perfect. So, yeah, that's a great idea, Glenn. That's what I mean. I can't ship it for $7. It's just too big to ship. Since we don't have a lot of new things this week, Brittany went down and had a blast shopping in the warehouse and pulling things for Christmas that she thinks have not had enough attention. I haven't even seen her basket yet. I'm really looking forward to seeing what she has. So we'll be looking at Christmas items that are available in the store right now. Many of them are going to be on great sale prices. Some of them may or may not. I haven't seen what she's got there yet, but it's going to be a lot of fun on What's New Wednesday. And we're going to look at some featured kits and things that we've done in the past and look at some of our card samples. So it will be a really good time. And that's coming up on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. That'll be 7 p.m. Eastern. And now, if there are no other questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom, please be sure you sign back in and leave a comment. Love you guys. Thanks for being out there. Be safe in all this heat, okay? I'm going to say good night, Gracie.